Hey guys, Shane here, Pocket Knife Review. Many of you guys have already seen this knife. Um, this is the Medford Slim Midi, belongs to Jared Neve. This is an absolutely beautiful work of art. This is not a review on this knife, guys. I just got this knife in on loan. I'm going to carry it a little while, do my long-term review on it, probably a couple of weeks. It's not really the reason I'm making this video. The reason I wanted to make this video is because of a topic that's been coming up a lot lately, and I kind of wanted to chime in on it a little bit. But and what I wanted to say is I think we may have forgotten a little something, or we're not paying attention to this particular topic. And I notice a lot in the lives when we talk about knives, and whether we're talking about American-made knives or whatever. We tend to talk a lot about the knife companies not paying attention to us. I've been thinking a lot about that, and I've kind of started doing a little bit of research, I guess you could say. More of a social experiment, really. But when I'm out and about in town, and anytime now I see a pocket clip, I go up to the guy and introduce myself and just ask what they're carrying. Most people find this kind of odd because they're not used to that. But what I'm finding most guys is that about 80% of the people that I approach and ask what they have in their pocket seems to be a Kershaw. I get a CRKT and a Gerber every now and then. Rarely ever is it any knife that we like to talk about or brag about, or whatever you want to call it. And the reason I've been doing this, guys, is because, and I've talked about it in some of the lives, some in comments. I don't think it's got a whole lot of attention, but I think we're kind of forgetting or overlooking the fact that we as the knife community are the minority. I can't put a number on it. If I had to guess, I would say we may be, I don't know, like I said, I'm just guessing, but I think we're probably about 5% of the knife market. So I think it's a little pretentious of us maybe to think that these knife companies should be paying more attention to us, which, guys, don't get me wrong, I agree. I wish they were. I wish all these companies were paying more attention and staying more up to date on what we want. Some of it I think silly. I think putting action ahead of cutting ability and edge retention is outright stupid in my opinion. But that's my opinion. That's what I look for in a knife, and action's not even close to the top of the list. But I heard a lot of people make comments about the fact that Kershaw needs to drop the whole speed safe assist thing, and I agree. I think they should. However, I think they should, for me and other knife guys and our little knife community. However, I think the reason why they're not listening, guys, is because we're too small a part of that market. I could be wrong. If you disagree, I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this. But the majority of guys buying knives, they don't know about. They've probably never heard of a Medford. I'm sure they've heard of Spyderco or Benchmade, but Riot and companies like that. I think the average consumers have never even heard of them. I don't think they care. If they did, these companies wouldn't still be highly profitable making knives with HCR 13 MOV blades. I think it's very apparent, but the reason why they're still making knives with HCR, and the reason why they're still making assisted knives, or the reason why, a lot of the budget knives don't have the action that we're looking for, in all fairness, mostly American-made budget knives, whatever you consider budget, is because the majority of the consumers out there don't care about that. Don't even know about it. The few conversations I've had with these, Kershaw carriers, and some of them have been police officers, some of them are firemen. These are guys who could really use a good quality knife. you know, they think they have a good quality knife. You know, I've seen several leaks. I've seen, you know, some bare knuckles out there. You know, these are people I don't even know that I'm approaching and asking, and I always make a point in these short conversations because I don't want to take up these guys' time. But I always make a point to mention Action, and I always get this confused look, and that's because they don't know what it is, nor do they care. So I think that, in my opinion, I think that answers the question as to why these large production companies aren't listening to us. I think we forget who us is, you know, who we are. Uh, you know, we're not the majority of the knife buying market, guys. We're just not. You know, the majority of the knives being sold out there are your cheap knives being sold out of that display case at Walmart or the local sporting goods store in a blister pack. That's where the money is because that's where the majority of the knives are being sold. I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just saying that that's why it is the way it is. I don't think they're ever going to come around. Uh, you know, we're just now seeing some of these companies starting to use D2 as we're already tired of it. Uh, you know, it's odd to me though that we're quick to badmouth companies for coming out with a new design and making it in D2, but you know, everybody ran out and bought a Kubi KU 322 or whatever it's called in D2, and nobody cared. Um, you know, it just shows that we only care about certain things when it fits our mood, when it fits our agenda. But I guess what I'm getting at is I don't foresee them ever uh, catering to our wants and needs because we're not where the money is. We could be. I think that's for sure. We could be. And I think people who don't know any better, if they ever experienced a extremely high quality, well made knife, that you know they could be brought over to our side. But I really don't foresee that happening. I think most people just want to buy a $20-$25 knife, and when it gets dull or gets rattly, the blade gets loose, they throw it away and buy another one because that's the culture we live in. You know, we're consumers. We like to buy things and throw them away and replace them out on a whim. Um, the only reason I'm making this video, guys, is I think we need to remember that we as a knife community and we as knife enthusiasts are a very small percentage of the market. So I don't think it's anything personal. I don't think they're ignoring us because they dislike us or they don't care what we think. I just think that we're such a small part of the market that our voice isn't being heard, and even if it is, I don't think they care because I mean if I owned a knife production company and I was making millions of dollars in profit, and I find out that 5% of the market wants a knife that drops shut, and it's going to cost me, more money. Maybe not more money to make the knife, guys, but one thing you got to remember that a large part of the expense in making a new knife or designing a new knife, all that is the retooling that it takes. You're talking about resetting your whole factory, your whole line. Guys, that is extremely expensive and very time consuming. And why would you? If you're making, let's take Benchmade for instance. And they're not a prime example because they do make some really good knives. But I believe someone said here a while back they went to the Benchmade factory and was talking to somebody there, and I think they told me they make about 36,000 knives a month. I think it was a month. Not positive on that, but and it's not enough. Why would they stop production of knives that are selling out that they can't make enough of to tear everything down and retool everything and retrain everybody to make a new product for 5% of the market? It doesn't make sense. It's not, doesn't make sense at all. So, that's where these smaller brands, these smaller production companies, come in, and yeah, we're having to pay more for them, and if it's American made, I don't care. Um, I'm not huge on Action. Do I appreciate it when I have it? Sure, I do. But you know, it's just not at the top of my list. It's definitely nowhere near the top of the list like country of origin is. You know, you guys have heard other people say this, and I'll say it. I don't care how good a Riot made knife is. I just don't give a shit. I'm not going to have it. Not at this point in my life. I'm just not doing it. Yeah, I'll pay just as much or more for a knife that doesn't drop shut or doesn't have as good an action, because I'm just not going to spend my money to finance things that I don't believe in, or genocide of an entire race of people, or a religious section. I'm just not doing it. If you choose to, man, that's your choice. It doesn't mean we can't be friends, but that's just how I feel about that subject. And I've gone over it many times, and I'll go over it again. And if it hurts somebody's feelings, I don't care. But you can also chime in the comments. You can make a video about how much you love your Chinese made knives, and I'm not gonna hate you for it. You know, that's kind of what's wrong with the world today. We're drawing lines, and if you don't agree with us on this or that, then we can't be friends, and that's just stupid. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to make the video to kind of clarify that, because I think we're losing sight of the big picture when it comes to capitalism and making money and marketing. Unfortunately, guys, sorry about that. Unfortunately, guys, we don't really matter in the big picture. I wish we did. Thankfully, there are companies out there that are catering to us, and we're just gonna have to support those companies all that we can, and move on with our lives, because I don't believe Kershaw's gonna start making drop shutty knives with high-end steels anytime soon, because they're making a fortune selling what they make now. If I owned a company and you came in and told me, hey man, I want you to spend about $500,000 or possibly more, I don't know what it would cost to retool your entire plant to make 5% of your customers happy, I'd tell you you're an idiot. So I just think that kind of explains why we are where we are. And hey, I challenge you guys, man, start looking for pocket clips. Not with guys, with just average strangers, man. You'd be surprised. I've struck up some great conversations, met some super nice people who think that their $25 Kershaw's the best knife they've ever owned and the best knife ever made. I don't whip out a Medford or a Benchmade or a Spyderco and tell them how much better it is and make them feel bad about their knife. I don't bring it up at all. But I think it is a reflection as to where the market is and where we are and where we stand. The only thing we can really do at this point is support the companies that are trying to cater to us. And there's plenty of them. There's the TRMs and the Protex of the world, and Alex Steingraber is now starting to make folders, and I'm sure they're going to be pricey, but I'll own one day. God, guys, I'm sorry, I should have took my hat off. I keep hitting my camera stand. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video right quick because it's been on my mind a lot. It's something that I've thought a lot about, and I don't think we can fix it. If action's important to you, then I guess you're just going to have to support the companies that you're getting good action from now. Or if you're a real knife guy and care about cutting shit, then you'll support those companies. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. It's something to think about. I'd love for you guys to chime in and give me your opinion on it, and let me know what you guys think. So, anyway, as always, guys, I appreciate any amount of time you spend with me. Peace. Love y'all.